So to say that you need the Bible in order to get anybody to become saved would negate all the writers of the Bible.
There's a lot of debate among Christians as to like which method of apologetics is the best. You have like the classical evidentialist approach, and then you also have the presuppositionalist approach.
Yes.
And you tend to come from more of like an evidentialist approach. And so I was wondering,
classical,
evidential. And so I was wondering, what is your opinion on presuppositional apologetics, and why do you come from more of a classical perspective?
First of all, I was taught by Norman Geisler, who is the the Kobe Bryant, or the Steph Curry, or whoever you want to use. Michael Jordan's my generation. Of the classical approach. And I think it makes more sense. The problem I have with presuppositionalism, if I understand it, maybe I'm misunderstanding it, but it's circular, because it says in order for you to show the Bible's true, you have to assume it's true. How does that make any sense? Right? Now, I do agree that there are certain presuppositions we all have, like the laws of logic. And that's why the book Stealing from God says that when somebody is trying to suggest there's no God, they're actually stealing from God to argue against him, because logic and reason wouldn't exist unless there's a mind out there that has endowed reality with those things. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and that's why I think, to a degree, it's almost like two sides of the same coin, like what we're both saying, except I think with the evidentialist approach, you're kind of starting with neutrality and saying, like, you can, you know, if you're a non-believer, like you can reason like in a neutral standpoint. Mm-hmm. And what I think the presuppositionalists are saying is like with Romans chapter 1, you know, we suppress the truth and unrighteousness. And so like if we're just throwing facts at people that are non-believers, it's in our sinful nature to reject those things. And so you have to start with the Bible to be able to understand laws of logic and
let me point out one thing. There were thousands of Christians before the Bible was ever written. So to say that you need the Bible in order to get anybody to become saved would negate all the writers of the Bible.
Yeah. I guess I should say start with God. But, yeah.
Well, that's what Paul does. He starts with God on Mars Hill in Acts 17, and he says, I see you have an altar to an unknown God here. Let me tell you who that unknown God is. But the presuppositional assertion that you have to assume the Bible's true in order to prove it just seems so circular to me. Now again, maybe I'm missing something. But I think Jesus was an evidentialist. How do I know? Because when a representative of John the Baptist came to him and said, are you the real Messiah or should we wait for somebody else? Jesus didn't say, well, just have faith, just believe. What did he say? Look at the signs, look at the evidence. Yeah, I am the Messiah.
All right, thank you.
All right, thank you.